Hello everyone, welcome to the American Jedi channel. Sorry about that wind. I just wanted to give you my initial first impressions of the Polestar 2. Traded in Old Blue for Bjorn Ironsides here. And my previous car was the Volvo S60. I uploaded the video right before this, just saying goodbye. It was a great car. Minor issues with the UI. It's pretty much it. Other than that, just standard maintenance. Rotors warped pretty early on the old car, but those were replaced under warranty. Volvo knew about them. So anyways, this is the Polestar 2, so 2021. I think the original sticker on this car was right around $67,000. I paid $47,000 2 years later, and it only has 7,000 miles. Well, now it has 8,000. But anyways, I've had it for about 3 days, and I've been driving it all over the Bay Area, and as you can see, it's a beautiful day here in Florida. Beautiful day, and I just wanted to give you my initial first impressions. Starting with the exterior, I really like it. The S2023 has a different fascia now. It's all closed off instead of being open like that. You know, like a grid pattern that it has now, it's all closed off. It does have the Thor's hammers headlights like the Volvos have. It also has active bending headlights. You can see the top row, those are the high beams. This bottom projection lamp is the low beam. And then you have fog lights that do turn on when you go to corner. Let's see what else. This does have all the options. It has the performance package, the pilot, I think, assist package, and I'm not sure what the third package is, but it kind of sucks on this car because if you're buying it new, and say you want the Harman Kardon package without the weave seats, you just want cloth seats, you can't just get the Harman Kardon stereo system. Or you know, if you want the Brembo brakes and these rims without the performance package, you can't get that. You have to buy the whole package. There's 3 packages available, and yeah, you either buy everything or get nothing. So it's kind of a sucky model that Polestar has. I mean, you get a lot for your money, but there's a bunch of stuff that you may not want. You know, you may not want the weave seats, you may not want the dual motor, you know, you may want the Brembo brakes without the dual motors or whatever, you know. So it's kind of a, you know, it's not like Ford where you can like pick and choose, you know, pack your options. Speaking of Ford, there goes an F-150. But yeah, so I think it's doesn't look like any other car on the road. It looks like it's trying to be a crossover SUV car. Reminds me a lot of the Outback, especially with like the plastic bottom here. I actually like the plastic bottom. I know some people don't, but they would rather it be body color panels, you know, all the way through. I think it makes it look a little off-roady like an Outback, a little more rugged, and I like to call it a utility sedan. So it is a hatchback. You can control everything with the remote. You can open and close it. It also has the foot. You know, you can kick the kick panel in the back so that if your hands are full, you can kick panel it and the hatchback will open. I like that it has regular door handles rather than like the ones that pop out. You know, those can break or get stuck or whatever. I don't like the Mach E button with the little latch that you pull on. I think that's really ugly. And on the back in the Mach E, it doesn't even have the latch. It's just, you gotta stick your hand in between the door and the frame, and that, if you got kids, it can be kind of dangerous. So I appreciate the regular door handles, and they do have the mud lamps underneath them, so when you approach the car, it you know, and unlock it, it'll light, you know, the ground beneath. It also does a cool thing in the front. When you unlock the car, it does a little light dance in front of it for you, like a little spot lamp stuff. And then the tail lights, they do a little dance and stuff. It's pretty cool. So I love the fact that these have these gold Brembo brakes on them. They say Polestar on them, but they are Brembo brakes. I do love these rims. I think they look really cool with the Polestar logo. You know, they look very futuristic. These are Sport Contact 6 Continentals. They're about $400 a piece, roughly $370, somewhere around there off the tire rack. The sticker, let me go to the other side where we can see better. The sticker on the side of the car, I wasn't sure what to think about that. I didn't know if I wanted to remove that, but I kind of like it. It makes me think of it as, you know, like when prototypes are rolling around or whatever, and they got these stickers on them. It kind of makes me think of that, like it's a prototype or something. And I think it looks cool. It also lets people know what kind of car you're driving. It tells you the battery pack size, 78 kilowatts. It tells you the power of the car. It's a 300 kilowatt power. It's got the dual motors on it. And I think this Tesla's kind of almost caused an accident trying to figure out what's going on over here. I have been getting looks from Tesla owners. They're wondering what it is, and Polestar hasn't really been doing a lot of advertising, so a lot of people are wondering what it is. I actually got stopped in traffic the other day, and you know, I had my windows up and they asked me to roll my windows down. They're like, what kind of car is that? And I was like, it's a Polestar 2. And you know, he's like, who makes it? I'm like, Polestar. And then he's like, oh. And I was like, well, you know, Volvo's a sister company. They used to own Polestar, but now they're the sister company owned by the Greeley Auto Group in China. So he was a veteran too. He was 11 Bravo infantry. He saw my license plate and said, oh, you're an engineer? I was 11 Bravo. I was like, sweet, man. So anyways, you know, it's you know, it gets a lot of looks. I'm definitely getting a lot of attention in this car. People are wondering what it is. It is a good looking car, I think. Let's see, anything else about the exterior? It's got these little mud flaps on there on the front and back. I really like the lines on the car, you know, kind of how it kind of concaves in down here and goes like this back out. And you know, I'm not a professional car reviewer guy. I just like to review the things that I get. And then here's the charge port. You do have the DC fast charging option available on this little dongle thing here. It kind of just hangs on. I don't know why you need to keep that covered, but it's there, so I push it in. One thing that's interesting is when you're finished charging, you got to push this disconnect button, and then this light here will light a solid yellow, and you'll hear like a click. That's when it unlocks. You pull it out. Good to go. Trunk space. Let's go ahead and open the trunk here. The hatch, I should say. So this is the power hatch. On the bottom, you've got you know, close or close and lock. And then these seats do fold down. You also have a pass-through. You've got a little netting here to carry stuff. Sunshade that I never use. You do, the only 12 volt outlet in the car is in the trunk. So you got that there. A nice little thing here to hold your manuals or whatever. If you're going to get groceries, you got this nice little compartment that pops up there. You got the two hooks to hold your grocery bags and kind of keep stuff from rolling all over your trunk, or your hatch, so to speak. Underneath, you got a generous amount of room to put a bunch of stuff. And you can see I got a bunch of junk in there. I got a Whoopee, a little safety vest, a beach towel in case I feel like going to the beach. And underneath that, underneath all this crap is your, let me see here, where's it at? Is nothing. I forgot the Fix-A-Flax stuff is not here. It's in the Frunk. So, yeah, just extra storage. And you got some tethers in there. In the front, you can do your child seats and stuff like that. I'm not really sure. So there's like a little tether right here, too. Or what is that? Let me pull on that and see what happens here. Oh, okay. Sure. Oh, I guess maybe from our grocery bags, because it looks like you got some hooks up here, too. I don't know. Going on in the back seat, you see that I am 5'11", and the seat is set to my driving position here, and I'm going to go ahead and sit down in the back. It's easy to get into, a little more difficult to get out of, but I just use the grab handle. But as you can see in the back, you can see this nice little Polestar logo. Chilling. It feels very spacious because you do have the glass roof. So I'm, sitting pretty comfortably. I got a little, about an inch or two space, and yeah, it's not bad. I mean, if I lean back into the headrest, then my head barely touches the top of this headliner here. You got little lights here to use. You've got rear heated seats. You've got I think it's a 110, because it's not a 12 volt. Yeah, got a little 110 plug back here. Oh no, not 110. Those are two USB-C charging points. So that's nice. Rear heated seats. You've got vents here, very Volvo-esque vents that you twist to turn off. Yeah, it actually feels very spacious back here. No complaints. I think if you're, pushing 6'1", 6'2", it's not going to be a very comfortable ride for you, but for some people under 6 foot, should be fine, which is most people. Let's see what else is going on here. Yeah, a little more hard to get out than it is to get in. Let's get in the front. Let's get in the business end. You got these nice frameless rear view mirrors. The visibility is a little limited, I would say, than what was on my Volvo, just because of the size. They're a little smaller, not because they're frameless. And it's weird, I guess, on the Polestar, you have your blind spot monitor here, this little stripe. On the Volvo, it was kind of like a triangle tip. But yeah, this one's just a little stripe. Get in, and let's see here. What do we have? Man. All right, so we have, this is my current range right now. I'm at 50% battery. My range is 120. I think at 100%, it's just double that, I haven't charged it to 100% yet. I've charged it to 90 because Polestar recommends that you charge it to 90. Yeah, it's got the same, kind of steering wheels of Volvo, the same stocks. I do like that it has a rear fog light, because when it does get, we do get some fog here in Florida, and it is nice to have a bright light in the back to make sure people don't crash in the back of you, because people in Florida drive nuts. And you get your trunk opener, your illuminator thingy. On the left side, you've got your windows, mirrors. The mirrors do fold. You just hit both of these, they'll fold, and they'll also fold when you lock it. Let's see what else. It's got the Harman Kardon stereo system. You do got the gold seat belts because it is the performance package. Nice lit up logo. A gear selector here. It just kind of, like that. And let's see what else. This is the UI. It's Android based. It uses Google Maps. And I swore I'd never buy a car that didn't have Apple CarPlay, but I find that I'm not using the Apple CarPlay in this car. One, a gripe that I have is because the USB-C connectors are here, and there's not much space to you could set your phone down on this QI charger here, but then the cable's kind of sticking out all over the place here, and it's just not only cosmetically is it not nice, but it just kind of gets in the way. I think Polestar would have been better off with these little cubbies here, putting the USB-C connector here and letting you plug your phone in so you can set it down in here. So it's kind of a thing for me, it's kind of a pain where I just don't want to have that cable out. That's not the main reason. The main reason is because the Google UI, Android UI is so good that I just use the Google Maps, and I use the Bluetooth for my music. And it, those two paired together, I don't really need Apple CarPlay. Yeah, I can't read my texts to me or text message, people on the go, you know, using Siri or anything like that. But it kind of keeps me focused on driving, what I should be focused on while I'm driving. So trying to think of what else. I think it's pretty cool. They got this Tubi app now. I can watch movies. So if I click on that, and then it'll come up with my Tubi, and then you can link it to your Google account, and you can see, like, I've already got a few things in my stuff here. Got a few movies in my stuff. Sorry about the glare and fingerprints and all that stuff, but yeah, you can watch movies while you're charging, or if you want to do car camping, you know, stuff like that. Like here we have a lot of causeways. Sometimes I'll drive out and park right on the beach and just sit there and with the windows down and take in that ocean air. And oh, hey, Prius. And you know, just kind of hang out. This does have the 360-degree camera. These are the car settings, so you do have the one pedal driving, which you can turn off or low. You do have creep. The steering feel, I originally had it on firm, but that was really too firm, so I put it on standard. And it does have a sport mode, so you just click on that and I haven't used it yet because the car is extremely fast as it is. I think it does 0 to 60 in 4.5 seconds. In July, when my birthday comes, I'm going to ask for the performance upgrade, which is the Polestar software that will bring it down to 4.2 seconds, add an extra 70 horsepower and 50 kilowatt power to the motors. So I definitely want to do that. With that, you also get a new sticker for the side of the car that says 350 instead of 300, and you get a Polestar badge for one of your front squares on the grille. Looking through this, just want to kind of show you the menus. These are all the things that it has: adaptive cruise control, lane keeping aid, driver alert, bliss, collision avoidance. It does have the co-pilot as well, which is basically an advanced lane centering thing. You have to keep your hand on the steering wheel and kind of give it feedback every now and then. I'm not really a big fan. I don't use it. Not that it's not good, but when you go on when you're turning on if you let it try to turn on, like on an extreme turn, it's not the greatest. You know, it kind of, I don't know, it kind of scares me a little bit. I didn't like the autopilot on the Tesla either. Charge, you can see, I have it set to 90 right now, and it'll tell you right here 90% is Polestar recommended. You can also do schedules, so you can charge during off-peak hours, and then more, just all kinds of different, you know, you can do all these different settings in here. So, and you can also power off the vehicle, but the vehicle automatically powers off when you get out and unlock it. One cool thing I like is if you're pulling up with your tunes on, you know, you roll your windows up and you open your door, the music doesn't turn off until your butt leaves the seat, which is awesome. So it senses, okay, the butt's not in the seat anymore, let's go ahead and turn the music off. This I thought was kind of weird that the vents are up here. They still blow on your face, but you know, they don't blow into your chest or anything like that. So they're just kind of there to blow on your face. You do have these vents here that you can adjust to blow on you. So there's that. I really do like the wood grain in here. Interior, the speaker grill, how it kind of just blends into the door. What else? I'm not liking the cup holder situation. It's kind of awkward. You have to kind of reach back pretty far, and then this folds up and all the way back to expose another cup holder. This is removable if you would rather use this as a cubby hole. And if you remove this, it also slides forward to give you more elbow space, elbow real estate. Yay. Let's see what else. You got a volume knob here, and if you need to defrost, you hit that, it'll just do max defrost on the windshield, and then you have your rear defrost, volume knob, play button, play your music. You know, this is your home button here, so that'll take you home. And I'm trying to think what else. You got your climate controls, so it's pretty, you know, pretty standard stuff. heater, eco climate, you can turn that on. Your parking, you know, I don't know what that is. Settings, you can do auto, steering wheel heat. It's got the heated seats. It's got the heated steering wheel. Like I said, it's loaded. The only option it doesn't have are the $5,000 Napa leather ventilated seats. So never mind my sunflower seed bottle, spit bottle there. But no, yeah. And then you've got, you know, the SOS. You've got what's that other one? You got the Connect. So if you need roadside assistance, you just hit this Connect. And then if you need you know, emergency services, you hit the SOS. It's pretty standard, you know, lighted vanity frame clip. Oddly, there is no Volvo map holder clip. I kind of missed that. There, my Volvo, it was a 2020, it still had the map holder clip from something they used to do back in, I think, in the 80s or 90s. I don't know, kind of a carbon fiber. Oh no, that's the speaker. I thought it was like some random carbon fiber strip they put there. It's a speaker. Side airbags, curtain airbags, you know, knee airbags, all that stuff. Good stuff. Yeah. So let me talk a little bit about my buying process and what I experienced, why I chose the Polestar. So I do a lot of driving in my hometown in Tampa Bay. Pretty much I live in the outskirts, and everywhere I go is like half hour away, you know, if I want to go, except for this grocery store that's kind of close. But, yeah, let's get out. Actually, no, let's stay inside because it's windy. But yeah, no, the grocery store's kind of close. But other than that, if I want to go out or something like that, it's pretty much 30 minutes away. I got a friend that lives, you know, all my friends are about an hour away. So I do a lot of driving locally, and I have my wife's car if we want to take long road trips. Now, not that it can't be done in this car, but the charging network is just not that great, because you need the fast DC chargers if you're going to go on a longer road trip to be able to, you know, charge up to get to the next station. And I am thinking about taking a trip up to Cincinnati in this car and seeing, you know, how difficult it is to do it. Now, I did plan a route. If you go into maps and you plan a route that's out of its current range, it'll show you, it'll make stops along the route along chargers. Now, I don't know if they're DC fast chargers or what kind of chargers they are, but like when I planned my route to Cincinnati, it added about 5 hours to the total trip. It's a 13-hour drive from where I live to Cincinnati, and it added about 5 hours, and I think it had like 6 or 7 stops, and it was cool. It's like the Tesla. It tells you, okay, your first stop, you're going to stop here in Florida. You'll be there charging for 27 minutes, and this is the battery level you'll have when you get there. And this range estimator is very accurate. I've been using this trip manual to kind of double check, you know, like I'll say like, okay, I had 180 miles of range when I got in, so now I'm down to 120. You know, does it say that I've traveled 60 miles? And it'll be yes. And then, you know, it has different, you know, things on there, just different, you know, I can't even, telemetrics, whatever, different statistics in your thing to tell you what's up. And you of course can reset that. You also have a trip meter, and this also shows when you are navigating, the maps will fill up this whole thing as well, so you can see your directions will be in here. The main gripe I have about this center screen is it doesn't show you what music's playing. So if I've got my maps up here, it shows the map here, but there's plenty of real estate to when I switch the song, at least to have a pop-up like my Volvo did. It would have a pop-up and show me the name of the next song that I'll skip into. Anyways, I got a little off track. So the 3 cars that I looked at when I was looking at purchasing an electric vehicle was the Tesla Model Y, the Mustang Mach E, and this Polestar 2. So when I had thought about it, I was like, well, the Tesla's are great because they have the best charging network. If you're going to go on long distance trips, if you're going to drive a lot of miles, you know, if you're doing 400 or 500 miles a day, whatever, you're going to want a Tesla. I mean, it's pretty much, to be honest with you, even as a Polestar 2 owner, it doesn't get much better when you're talking about range. Teslas have the best range. They have the best charging network. And if you want to go, if you're going to be driving a lot of miles on a daily basis, or if you want to go on road trips, Tesla's mainly the only way to go. There is a caveat. Tesla just announced that they're going to be opening up their supercharging network to non-Tesla owners. So they have to retrofit their charging stations to be able to have the right plug for the non-Tesla vehicles. So I don't know if they're going to start making Teslas with standard plugs now, or if they're going to have some kind of way to where you can put an adapter on it. I don't know how it works, but it already in the Netherlands, Sweden, stuff like that, you know, non-Tesla owners can already use the Tesla app. And there's a button you click that says charge your non-Tesla, and you roll up to the charger and you scan a QR code or something like that, and then you can charge on the Tesla using their network. You put your credit card information in, create an account, all that stuff. So now the reason why I didn't choose a Tesla is because I don't do a ton of driving. I probably drive maybe 100 miles a day, 120 miles a day. So I don't need a ton of range. And coming from a Volvo, I just appreciate the sturdiness of the Polestar. The Polestar is like a fancy Volvo. It's even better on the inside. The shocks on this car, you know, these sport only, I think they're called shocks. They're very, very high-end shocks. Kind of gives it a rough ride. Now, you can adjust them to a comfort setting. You can adjust them to a track setting. I think right now it's in the nominal setting, which is just the setting that it comes in. And I went over some railroad tracks the other day, and it was like you know. But there wasn't one squeak, one rattle on the car. You know, everything in here is super solid. Nothing squeaking, nothing rattling. So that's one thing about the Polestars and Volvos in general, that they're just very well screwed and put together. The Tesla, on the other hand, you know, it's kind of, you know, the materials are nice. But, you know, like if you do this on the center console in the Tesla, you know, it squeaks. It, you know, has a lot of give. Body panel gaps still. Just the build quality on them aren't that great. You know, they're not even on the level of the Ford Mach E. Now, the Mach E, you know, I was looking at that, and I was looking at a Mach E GT, and I think its range was 312. And it was a couple more grand than this car. You know, I think it was like 54 grand. So I was looking at 7 more grand for that car, because the GT, I like a performance sporty vehicle. And because usually I'm just driving by myself. I might have one passenger. And, you know, this car does 0 to 60 in 4.5 seconds. I actually had my girlfriend in here the other day, and I threw her into the back of her seat with a little warning. I don't think she liked that very much. But she was like, wow, this car's fast. And I'm like, yeah, I mean, it's definitely fast enough. I mean, you know, it ain't Tesla Model 3 performance fast, but it's still really quick, and you can get the performance upgrade to bring it down to 4.2 seconds, I think. But anyways, it's been a great car. The Mach E I really liked because it has let me show you this frunk real quick. It has I think the biggest frunk out of all 3 of them, and the coolest frunk because you can actually use it as a cooler because it has a drain plug in it. So let's go ahead and open this guy up. It's right here. All right, so the Polestar has the smallest frunk. So normally I carry my charging cable, but I don't have my charging station installed in my garage yet, so I've just been using 110 to charge overnight, and that gives me about 3 miles per hour. So I have been using DC fast chargers here and there, level 2 chargers, and I've been kind of disappointed with the charging situation in Tampa. They do have chargers all over the place, but the level 2 chargers only give you like 13 miles an hour I did charge one for free today in Dunedin. They have at the City Hall in Dunedin, they have like 6 ports there, 8 ports, and it was free. And that one was giving me like 23, 25 miles an hour. So that was, you know, nice, a little faster. But you can see this thing just has a fix-a-flat. You know, you have your jack there, you have a wrench, or whatever, or your tow hitch thing, tie-down thing. You've got, you know, fix-a-flat stuff there, and you can see it says Volvo right on it. But, yeah, it's, you know, not much going on here. You can't even throw a backpack in the front, really. So, but, you know, it is what it is. I think out of all three, this is definitely the most luxurious and most well built. I plan on owning the car for several years, you know, for probably until the battery warranty is up. So at least, you know, till 6-7 more years. And yeah, long term, I'm looking long term with this car. It's going to be my daily driver. And once I get my charge station, I bought the ChargePoint charge station off of Amazon for $750. And once I get that installed, that's just how I'm going to charge mainly. I won't even be using local chargers because I won't have to. I won't be driving that much unless I go down to Sarasota or something like that, or something like really far. And then I'll use the, and this is pretty easy to close. I just, you know, on the left side up, and then once on the right side. Just soft close. It won't slam close, which kind of stinks. But trying to think what else I can tell you about this car. That was my thought process for picking my EV. But, you know, you got to get one that, if you're headstrong about going electric, you got to pick one that fits your lifestyle. Honestly, I think for the masses, Tesla is the way to go. They're great vehicles. They got great batteries. I don't know about the whole catching on fire thing that's been happening a few times, you know, when they get in accidents and stuff, but it seems to be pretty rare. Yeah, so if you want to be a little more unique and stand out, you want to go Polestar. You know, they're rarer than the Mach E's. They don't do much advertising, so people don't know what they are really. You get a lot of attention, a lot of looks. It's just not going to be the greatest on the charging situation. You know, you got to weigh the pros with the cons. You know, you're going to be using non-Tesla chargers, and at least in the Tampa area, the fast chargers are very few and far between. I think I've been using the EVgo app to find them, and I think in the Tampa Bay area there's only like 3 of them. So luckily there's one kind of on the way where I normally go, you know, on a weekly basis. So if I ever need to do charge an emergency, because fast charging is really not that great for your battery anyway, but if I ever need to charge in an emergency, I can stop there and, you know, for 20-30 minutes and get enough charge to get back home. And I am seeing more level 2 chargers being built, you know, around the area. Definitely like at grocery stores. Publix and Greenwise has them. Wawa's is dedicating themselves to Tesla superchargers. The Wawa's a gas station, for those that don't know, that have awesome sandwiches. And yeah, I think that's about all I got for you on the Polestar 2. I've been driving it for the last 3 days. The UI's been reliable. I haven't had any problems connecting to Apple CarPlay. Haven't had any problems with the screen shutting off on me or anything like that. It does have an app so that you can turn on the climate. You can see your charging status. You can see where your car's parked. You can lock and unlock the doors. You know, pretty standard stuff, man. Or lady. But anyways, that's my review or initial impressions on the Polestar 2. After I've had it for probably 6 months, I'll do another review, another long-term review, to kind of tell you what it's like living with this. So thank you for watching, and I wish you your best future endeavors in your electric vehicle research and possible purchase. Thank you for watching. American Jedi signing out. Bye.